Welcome to the No Plays Off podcast. Hey, we're back at it again. I'm Alex Gullett. He's Paul Nelson. Hey, look, we got a great lineup for him this week.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's CFB. That's right. College Football Talk Weekly. Every Friday drops YouTube, shorts on TikTok, Instagram. We're everywhere, man. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Check us out. NFL dropped Wednesday. NFL Talk Weekly. NBA Talk Weekly dropped Thursday. And we're having a blast doing it.
We are.
But it's the best time of year.
It is.
You want to know?
Yeah.
We're coming off of Christmas. We're heading into New Year's. And what does New Year's bring?
I love it's bowl season, baby.
Bowl season.
Bowl season, baby.
There's a lot of good stuff going on. So that's what we're going to cover this week, man. We're going to give you, we're going to talk about some bowl game predictions. Hey, listen, FSU throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Wanting out of the ACC. Is it legit or is it not legit? We're going to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You and me.
Yep.
So, look, why don't you take us down the road? Why don't you kick us off? Let's go through some bowl game predictions. I'm going to give you a game. I want you to tell me what you think is going to happen in these, okay?
Yeah.
Let's have a quick discussion on this, okay? So, bowl game prediction. Let's start Missouri, Ohio State. That's right, the Cotton Bowl. This one's happening slightly before New Year's. It's going to be December 29th. Hey, look, I'm excited for this. I got a cousin, Heather, who's married to Tim Shue. Shout out, Tim. Huge Missouri fan. Went to Mizzou. Grew up Mizzou. He's a huge Tiger fan. Was there a couple weeks ago. Actually watched Mizzou beat down a team. I can't remember who they were playing, but it was a lot of fun watching football with him, man. He's a huge Tiger fan. So we just going to go on with this bowl game.
Yeah, listen, by the time we drop this episode, it's going to be bowl game day. It's going to be game day for Mizzou.
It is.
And I think Missouri is going to come back, and I think they're going to win the game.
You think Mizzou beats Ohio State?
You're going to see it. You're going to notice a theme. Shocker, shocker.
Wow.
When we talk about these SEC versus Big Ten schools, okay? Ohio State's kind of in shambles. Quarterback, gone. Right?
Backup quarterback,
gone. Star wide receiver, Julian Fleming,
gone.
So Ryan Day really has his job cut out for him. It would shock me if Ohio State actually won this game. And I get Ohio State has a lot of talent.
They're talented.
You know what? Their bowl game was against Michigan.
Yeah.
They lost it. They're done. They're toast. They were so excited for the transfer portal. Hey, we're bringing guys in. We're excited for this guy. We're excited for that guy.
Yeah.
You know, Kyle McCord isn't there for them to blame all their problems. So I think Missouri wins handily.
So you think Mizzou finishes with a higher spot in the AP 25 than Ohio State in the SEC?
I do. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think Missouri has been road tested.
Yeah.
And I think right now they have a lot more to play for.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we both think the SEC is a stronger division, right?
I think one of us knows that. I think the other one was hanging his hat on the Big Ten.
Yeah. Michigan. Only Michigan. I said Michigan was going to beat Ohio State handily. I believed it. I was right. You were wrong when you said Ohio State was going to beat them.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm also going to take Mizzou here. I like what they're doing. Look, that running back they have there, that kid runs the ball. I think he's breaking school records, all kinds of stuff going on over there. Give me Mizzou. You're right. Ohio State is in shambles. I'd be surprised if Ryan Day doesn't walk out too.
I think he'll come back. I think he's a good coach. I just think
I'm not saying he's not a good coach.
Right. I think he comes back.
I think it's crazy. And you can't beat Michigan. You got a problem at Ohio State.
All right. What's the next one?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's go to Ole Miss versus Penn State. Listen, you and I have been through this. We've been through this.
Talked about it.
We got our wish.
We did.
I think college football gods have been listening to us, okay? Ole Miss and Penn State, they're going to play at the Peach Bowl Saturday, December 30th. This is going to be a great game. I said it to begin with. I said, listen, you think Penn State's overrated? I think Ole Miss is overrated. Both of us had that argument. This is where we're at. Tell me your final prediction of what you think goes on. I'm not moving my bullet. I'm where I am. I've already shot it.
You got Penn State.
I've got Penn State.
This is my problem.
Yeah.
Okay? Ole Miss, I like Jackson Dart. I like Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin is twice the coach that James Franklin is. James Franklin, I think the way you talk about Ryan Day, that's what my thoughts about James Franklin. Shouldn't be there, should be out, shouldn't be coaching there.
I think both of us said Franklin should go after this year.
Yeah, I think that Penn State has right now a problem with guys wanting to leave. Chop Robinson, probably one of the top, draft picks, edge rusher. He's already said, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I think Ole Miss, again, the SEC rolls on through, and I think Ole Miss beats Penn State.
Wow.
Jackson Dart out throws Drew Aller for Penn State, and they win handily.
You're just not going to give any love to any other division.
No, I will. Sure, I will. Yeah.
No, you will, because I already said I'm taking Penn State. But the next division we're going to talk about, and this is where you got love coming. Let's give it up for a couple of Virginia boys.
Yeah.
That's right, because way to go, Liberty Flames representing the VA. Listen, Liberty versus Oregon Fiesta Bowl. This is Monday. And this is probably the one, this was on my top 3 list that I was looking forward to a couple weeks ago. We talked about it.
Yeah.
I love that it's 40 minutes up the road.
Yes.
Like Liberty, we're just cooling, like right next door. You know what I mean?
It's so cool.
So tell me what you think is going to happen, Liberty and Oregon, because you've been on Oregon all year. You said Oregon was the best team in the Pac-12.
Oh, yeah.
Oregon was going to just bum rush Washington, and all this stuff was going to happen. Didn't end up that way. They get Liberty in a bowl game. Way to go. What is it? Conference USA.
Yeah. So a couple things, right?
Yeah.
Bo Nix he went to Twitter X and said, like, I'm playing.
He is.
One more game. Awesome. I think they have better skill players in Oregon. I think they have a better quarterback. They have a better line. They have a better defense. They have better secondary position players. They have better running backs. But let me channel my inner Carl Spackler, right, from Caddyshack, right? Cinderella story. Yeah, Lynchburg, Virginia. Got a little bit about a 4-iron. We're going to put this about 320 yards. No, it's listen. You know, one of my favorite things is the ESPN 30 for 30s.
Yes.
So let's do a little no plays off podcast, 20 for 20, right?
Let's do it.
Right? So what if I told you?
Yes.
On the first day of 2024, a team from Conference USA traveled across America.
I'm hooked.
No Plays Off podcast presents 20 for 20, Liberty and Justice for all.
And I love it. Give me the Liberty Flames.
Go Liberty.
With the upset. I love this.
I hope they win.
If they win,
it would be huge for the program. For them, this program got rolling under Hugh Freeze, has continued
wins
on.
A bowl game like the Fiesta Bowl.
That's what bowl games are meant for.
That's it.
This is a mid-major. This is VCU going to the Final Four in basketball. This is the New York Giants beating the Patriots. Like, this is David versus Goliath.
This is it.
Go Liberty.
I love it. I love it. I'm going Liberty all the way. Listen, don't know if it'll happen.
Go Liberty.
Liberty.
Yep.
Yeah. Go Flames.
If Oregon kicks the snot out of them, I'm going to be like, yep, all right. We figured.
Well, Conference USA.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Conference USA.
It is what it is. Yeah. So we're in a win-win situation.
It is.
Let's move on. Hey, listen. Talking about win-win situations and the team that hasn't been in those.
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay. Iowa pulls Tennessee in the Citrus Bowl. Look, what good can you say about Iowa?
Nothing. I'm not going to say anything good about them. Again, this is another Big Ten versus SEC. Iowa has not scored a single point against a top 25 opponent.
It's incredible.
Not 1 point.
I've never heard of a story like that.
This is the most overrated team in the history of college football. And every year, Kirk Ferentz wins 10 games, and people go, hey, pesky Iowa, they could do it this year. I think Joe Milton, quarterback from Tennessee, I think he kicks off his Heisman Trophy campaign.
Oh, for next year. That's right.
I think he definitely does. I think he runs ruckshot over this Iowa team.
So you think he's a favorite going into next year for Heisman?
I don't know if he's going to be a favorite. I think he's going to be a top 6 guy.
Yeah.
And this is where you really have players who can announce their presence with authority. So I have Tennessee beating Iowa probably by 21 points.
Yeah. Does Iowa finally get a point against the top 25 team?
I think they do. I think they'll score like a field goal, or it'll be a botched play or something like that.
Yeah, just wild.
But listen, Iowa's terrible. Iowa's terrible. The Big Ten has to do something about this. And they're getting Oregon, they're getting Washington. So the Big Ten's actually going to feel like a Big 20.
And then what happens to the Pac-12?
Pac-12 is just looking for members right now.
It's crazy.
Anybody? What's the line on this game?
I don't know. Let me check it really quick.
So I have it here.
I can tell you. We got it right here. So if we're looking at the Iowa game,
this is free money. It's Tennessee minus 7.5.
I got it at 8 right now.
Listen, if you can bet your paycheck, Tennessee's going to cover the spread.
8? That's
best
bet of all the bowl games.
Oh, big time
for right now, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Unless I was gonna go ahead and get
crazy
recruits
line only favored by 8 when Iowa hasn't scored a point.
It's ridiculous.
That's wild.
It's all disrespect to you, Iowa. We don't care. Listen, doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter at all. Iowa does not matter.
Yeah, Iowa.
You're just preparing for presidential caucuses. That's all you're doing.
What do they do good for, though?
Presidential caucuses.
That's it, right?
So that's all. That's all.
Do they
Iowa
produce
does.
anything?
Cornhusker.
No, that's Nebraska.
Iowa's corn.
Yeah. Who cares?
Presidents. Corn and presidents.
Who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to move off Iowa now. Let's go to the Sugar Bowl. Hey, listen, Monday. A lot of good games on the slate
Love
Monday.
it.
Sugar Bowl, Texas at Washington. This is the 3-2 match.
This is.
This is the 3-2 match. This is the one. Now, I'm going to start this one out because when we found out the ratings and we did the full hey,
Oh, yeah.
ratings are out podcast we did, I said Texas could be very sneaky.
You did.
I think Texas beats Washington.
Okay.
I really do.
Why?
The running back, the run game in Texas, I think is amazing. That defense.
You like that quarterback. You like
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, I love Quinn Ewers.
You talked about it earlier, and you're like, if he were to come out in the draft, I think I would have him as like the third best quarterback.
When I've seen on tape from him, pops.
Yeah.
He makes certain throws. He can escape the pocket, athletic. But the run game is great.
Yeah.
And that defense is big time.
Yeah, they got two big time wide receivers,
Yeah.
A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
And Ewers finds them. I'm going Washington.
Are you going Washington? Hey, listen, they buried you in Oregon. So why go against them?
I'm a believer in Washington because they've had a month to get healthy.
Yeah.
The only reason that I had Oregon over them was because Washington has been beat up all year. But they had 2 weeks off before that Oregon game, and what do you know? All their weapons are back.
Yeah.
Polk, Dunze, Michael Penix makes a statement. I think Washington ends up playing huge in this game and upsetting Texas.
Now, I like Texas in this game.
Well,
so we're different here.
We'll see.
So we got two different right now.
Yeah.
I'm taking Penn State. You're taking Ole Miss.
Yep.
I'm taking Texas. You're taking
absolutely. That's about
Washington.
as far north as I'm going to go is Washington. Yeah, that's usually the South runs football. So we're going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and give Washington.
All right. So now we're going to go to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
This is the one for you.
Yeah, this is one for us.
This is the one for us.
Yeah.
This is everything. This is for bragging rights on the podcast.
This is.
Who cares what happens in Dallas? Who cares what happens in Buffalo?
Yeah.
The biggest story between me and you this year has been when the college football god said, Alabama, you're in at 4.
Yeah.
And Alex, we're finally going to give you your wish. Michigan's at 1.
Yeah.
They pinned it for us. This is the one. Michigan, Alabama. Alabama may be the scariest team in football and college football. You just announced Buffalo may be the scariest team in the NFL. Your teams are both scary.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Who do you got in this game? Tell me why.
Well, again, Alabama, there's no way they lose this game. Michigan is quite possibly the most overrated team in college football, not only this year, but the past couple of years.
I do not believe it.
It's going to take a huge amount of Harbaugh cheating, which we both know he does. It's documented that he's a cheater.
He will.
Okay. And it's still not going to matter. Still not going to matter. JJ McCarthy, you're actually going to have to complete passes. And no, I don't mean those 6 passes that you have against Penn State. You're facing a big boy defense. You're facing quite possibly the second best pass rush in college football. You're facing against an offense led by the second scariest quarterback in college football behind Jay Daniels.
Because it was like 6 weeks ago, we were both saying he should be benched.
Jalen Milroe. No, it wasn't 6 weeks. It was the beginning of the season.
8 weeks.
Jalen Milroe.
What is college football? 7 weeks?
No, you are high as a kite. Alabama, you're telling me Nick Saban has had a month to prepare for this vaunted Michigan offense.
So is Harbaugh.
Rushing attack. Harbaugh has been worried about investigations.
He's not worried.
He's still worried about investigation.
He does not care.
Michigan, they laid an egg last year. They're going to lay another egg this year and lose to, in my opinion, Alabama is a way better team than TCU was last year.
Yeah.
And they still got boat raced. Alabama wins handily.
I like Michigan -1.5. That's what the line is right now. Listen, you call it what you want. Neutral field, Michigan's favored. 1.5. Vegas isn't stupid. The odds makers aren't dumb. For some reason, they think Michigan's 1.5 better than Alabama. Yeah. I tend to think they're around 5 to 6 points better. Okay. So I'm taking the 1.5 in Michigan. I'm sticking with Michigan. J.J. McCarthy makes just enough plays to make Michigan a threat on offense. On defense, there may not be a better defense in the country when you go from the line to the cornerbacks. May not be. Alabama's not going to be able to do what they do. There's a lot of speed in that Michigan defense. I cannot wait to see this matchup. I love Michigan here, and I can't wait to shut all those people up who were like, roll Tide, you deserve number 4. And we're going to talk about FSU in a minute. We're going to get there because they robbed number 4, and they're going to be put in their place, drop them back out. That's where they should be. Give me Michigan.
Alabama wins by 14.
Let's do it. Let's talk.
Double-digit wins.
I can't wait because it's about to happen.
I cannot wait to hear all the people who are Michigan fans that say Alabama cheated. The officials cheated for Alabama. They just want Alabama in the title game. This is the reason they put them at 4. Alabama's going to show why they deserved the 4th spot, and it shouldn't have been FSU.
Alabama, Michigan is sneakily a better story than 2024 coming.
I don't know.
That's what it is.
2024 is going to be awesome.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Calling it the best year ever?
No, but I mean,
Maybe.
I don't know. Could be.
Could be.
Listen, it's all based on hope, right?
It could be, yeah.
Presidential election always gets my blood boiling.
Hey, I love when that happens. Roll around October, November. Let's have at it.
Every 4 years.
Let's do it.
Every 4
years. But listen, elections are always a debacle. Elections always have some things going on that you're like, oh man, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? So did college football this year. And let's talk about it.
Yeah.
FSU, Georgia. They're going to play Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
FSU shouldn't be at the Orange Bowl. They should be playing in the Rose Bowl. But you know what? We'll trade oranges for roses next year. This year, they're going to play in the Orange Bowl. Who do you like in that game?
Georgia.
Of course.
FSU is already – they have like 14 people down.
Yeah.
Cam Coleman's not playing. Jared Verse isn't playing. Jordan Travis, again, he's not
play.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He's not going to play.
Yeah. No way they beat Georgia.
No, there's no chance.
No
Carson
way.
Beck has already said, I'm definitely playing. Georgia's running this highlight of, hey, we're bringing in a lot of recruits. Georgia's going to boat race them.
I think they do too.
Boat race them.
I think
Florida State shouldn't even be here.
I think they win by 17 or 20.
Florida State shouldn't even be here.
But I do think Florida State was mistreated.
No.
And so due to the mistreating, Florida State has now come out and said,
yeah,
ACC, we want out. We're done. If we can go undefeated in the ACC and not make the big tournament, why be in the ACC? We need better competition, stiffer competition, whatever it is. What do you say about what Florida State's saying right now?
I wanted to ask you, would you leave if you were Florida State?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think
ACC is still one of the greatest conferences in the world. Listen, there's not a better big conference with lesser opponents in football than the ACC.
You just went right around your elbow to get to your ass.
Right. But I mean, Clemson's down right
Not
now.
there, though.
Clemson's down.
Yeah.
UNC, we don't ever have to worry about them in football.
Right.
Duke, who cares in football?
Yeah. Miami,
they haven't been good in 20 years. What are we worried about in Miami?
It's going to cost them somewhere in the neighborhood of $547 million
to leave the ACC. And where do they go? Let me ask you this: if you're Florida State, which is kind of semi effing crazy right now, and you're like, we want out of the ACC, pick your poison. Do you go to a depleted Pac-12? Why? Because they're not as good as the ACC anymore.
It'd be hilarious if Florida State went to the Pac-12.
Hey, listen, they're not as good as the ACC anymore.
True.
All right, and then you're traveling across country to play, and going into that's stupid.
Yep.
Okay, Big Ten. Do you really want to go to the Big Ten and play schools like Michigan and Ohio State, who have been better than you for a long time in football?
Okay.
Do you want to go to the Big 12? Get beat up by some Texas boys? Huh? Like, is that really what you want to do? FSU? Well, what fits FSU at that point?
Well, listen, Florida State should stay in the ACC.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they're forgetting one crucial fact. Next year, it's not 4 teams. Next year, it's 12 teams.
12 teams.
So guess what?
Win the ACC?
You would have been the 5th seed and in the dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'd have been in the show.
Yeah.
So why are you going to try and go to the SEC or the Big Ten, which are the only two, if you're looking at their complaints,
right,
those are the only two you're going to need to go to.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want anything from the SEC.
No.
The SEC is
Georgia,
it's by far the best conference.
Skywalks over them right now.
Next year, they're adding Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah.
Crazy. So you don't want any of those problems.
No, you don't want that.
Big Ten, again, the SEC is so much higher than the Big Ten. That's the one that they would join.
Yeah, but I mean, why
even then, you're probably still losing to Oregon, still losing to maybe Washington, probably
Michigan.
Ohio State. No, I don't even think Michigan. I think Michigan is about on that same tier as Florida State.
You're out of your freaking mind right now.
I think they're on that same tier. I think Michigan, Penn State, Florida State, all about the same tier. They are clearly worse than Ohio State. They are clearly worse than Oregon. They're clearly worse than
Did you
Washington.
watch any football this year? Are you
Did-
talking about
I
historically?
watched more
Are you talking
football
about
than most.
historically?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
historically.
talking about historically and recently. Okay. You look at the last 2-3 years. Okay.
What has
Last
Ohio State
two-
done?
They've consistently won 10 or 11 games.
Yeah, so is Michigan.
Awesome. I think the state of their team, okay, is so much greater.
If Jim Harbaugh wasn't going through the stuff he's going through right now, you wouldn't say that.
He is. He is going through this. How can you not
make it
take
out
it into account?
unscathed.
We'll see.
Unscathed.
Yeah, you know why he's going to make it out unscathed? He's leaving Michigan.
I think he has to.
He might be the Chargers coach.
Could
Might be the Jets coach.
Could be the Cowboys coach.
He's leaving Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan fans are going to be left sad, desperate, and lonely,
Ooh.
jealous of all the wins the SEC has that they do every year, and they'll make up some excuse about either the officials or, hey, if this player hadn't got injured, we would have been.
Why are you being so nasty?
Because Michigan fans all year, last year and this year, all I heard was how great they are, and this is the year.
Michigan's a good team this year.
Awesome.
Really good
They're
team.
not a championship
and
team.
They're going to beat Alabama.
They're not going to beat Alabama.
They are.
They're not.
They beat Alabama.
Florida State is about as good as Michigan. Right now, if Jordan Travis doesn't get injured, I would favor Florida State against Michigan.
You mentioned this earlier, and I don't mean to jump off topic, but you mentioned it earlier, 12 teams next year.
Yeah. Top 4 get a bye.
Is that what you're looking forward to the most in 2024? College football
in college football, I'm absolutely looking forward to that.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Think about this time of year, next year, as we're sitting down talking about college football.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing brackets.
Yeah, listen, March Madness comes to January.
I love it.
It's fantastic. And people are saying, well, it's watering down college football.
You're going to have Mizzou in. You're going to have
because this year we'd be talking about who should have been in Ohio State, Penn State. Should Liberty have been ranked higher? Should we have thrown JMU in there? Like we're going to have all these conversations.
Yeah, and there's going to be so much more teams that one win, that one loss isn't going to be heartbreak. College football is completely going to change.
It is. And I think it's going to change for the better.
Me too.
I think college football continues to be, in my opinion, it's the best product. I know in your opinion, it's the second or third best product.
Yeah.
I think over the next 3 years, college football becomes the number one product in the NFL.
I'm looking forward to it. I turned into a college football guy this year. Listen, that's what we're looking forward to in 2024 in college football.
You know, I can't wait to talk next week. We'll wrap it up. We'll talk about what the championship's going to look like. We'll probably, get into, hey, some more draft stuff.
Yeah.
Draft stuff's always hot. Expectations for next year.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this. Remember, we're not taking any plays off. Neither is the SEC. SEC is going to go ahead and roll through everybody like they usually do, especially Bama over Michigan.
Do not agree, but 2024, we're looking forward to you in college football, and we're looking forward to it just in general, man. We want to wish everybody that watches us, that tunes in, subscribes, likes, follows, all that kind of stuff, a happy new year, man. Be safe, have fun, enjoy your friends, your family. This is really what it's about.
Yep.
Ready to come, talk crap, talk sports. But, man, it's been a good year.
Yeah.
I appreciate you this year. You've been a great friend, a great co-host, and we've had some amazing discussions.
Great year.
Been a great year. But enjoy your new year, and we'll see you in 2024.
No plays off.
No plays off.